Let's get after it. Shout out to everybody rocking with App Stupid. Special shout out to L1C4, Gang, Bird Gang, Louisville came in and showed us hella love. And that's the next challenge for every fan base we cover. Look, you got to get in here because Louisville set the bar extremely high. Shout out to them. Beautiful Wednesday here in the Midwest. Very comfortable. Kids back in school. And beyond Labor Day. So hopefully the weather will break. If not, well, parents continue to day drink. Have yourselves a good time. Great show lined up for you today. Want to talk about Kentucky, the Wildcats. Is Kentucky fool's gold? And I only got that question because I just didn't see a lot Saturday. Outside of covering the marquee matchup, Kentucky really didn't show me anything, and it left me with more questions than answers. Gonna go from the SEC to the Big Ten. The Kurt Cignetti era, it started in Indiana. How do you feel about that? Again, it's not a bad thing. Also, unfairly attacked Brian Kelly. He was unfairly attacked by CBS Sports and John Talty. We'll go ahead and get into that and try and make some sense of why a coach who has nothing but 10-win seasons, what contempt is there for this guy? I really don't get it. And then Florida State. Florida State is eating more humble pie out there. I just don't get it. I don't know what happened. Actually, I do know what happened. And like I said, I like Mike Norvell. I think that he's a heck of a coach. I just thought that this one season went to everybody's head, and then they thought they were more than who they thought they were. And now Florida State is an abject failure. They have got to fall clean out of the top 25. There's no justification for keeping him there. Hell, there was no justification for even putting him there. And then who the hell is DeAnton Lynn, and why is he probably the next coaching hire that's going to fly off the shelf in college football? This is Big Vern. App Stupid. Gonna take a quick 20 and then we're gonna get right back on it. Drop the spot. Yes, Taco Bell, Live Moz. Taco Bell, Live Moz. Order online, download the app, or visit the good folks at your local Taco Bell. Taco Bell, Live Moz. I'm not going to bury the lead. Going to start off right now. Kentucky. How good is Kentucky? And I only asked this question because Saturday, Kentucky beat up the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles, a team that went 2-6 last year, 3-9 overall, 2-4 at home, 1-5 on the road, and they were riding a 2-game losing streak coming into Lexington. The only team worse than them in the SBC West is Louisiana Monroe. Okay, set the table for you. That's the team that you bought to town. Insert Kentucky, coming off a soul-crushing loss to an insignificant Clemson team last year in the Gator Bowl. How will they open up against the upset-minded Golden Eagles? That's sarcasm. How would they open up against the Golden Eagles? Exactly how I thought it would go. Kentucky smoked them 31-0. But was that fool's gold? Was that fool's gold? That's I would say that's an honest question. And how good is Big Blue Nation? Because I just read you Southern Mississippi's resume coming into this game, and the fact that it was 31-0, this should have been a 60 to 70 point drubbing. And that's why I was high on Louisville because I was like, it wasn't the fact that they put the whooping on Austin Peay. They scored in every facet of the game that you wanted to see. Kentucky, not so much. And I know everybody says, don't be a prisoner of the moment. One game doesn't make you a hero. It doesn't make you a loser. I get it. But that team playing Kentucky at home, that should have been a resounding beating. However, it wasn't. Wasn't even close. Let's get back into it when we come back from a quick 20 from a rap album we're promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot.
Y'all know what we do, and you know why I'm here. We got another rap album we promoting this month. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Big Sean, out right now in stores. Better Me Than You. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites, Iconic, Typecast, Break the Cycle, It Is What It Is, and many more. Big Sean in stores now.
Yeah, shout out to Big Sean. Detroit stand up. I really care. Man, that whole, I just been banging it like all weekend. So yeah, my kids love it. I love it. Big Sean, go ahead and get it. Better Me Than You in stores now. But back on these Wildcats, the Golden Eagles, they passed for 126 yards on that Kentucky defense. That should never have happened. The third down efficiency was 3 of 8, very few penalties, 4 of 20, 3 punts. Kentucky faithful, is that enough? From watching that, did you get what you needed to see? These are just questions. I'm not trash talking. I'm not grandstanding. I'm not giving you all the business. I'm just asking a question. Should this have been a bigger beating? Unequivocally, the answer is yes. Unequivocally, the answer is yes. Are you Brian Brock Vandergriff? 12 of 18 for 169 yards, 3 touchdowns with 1 interception. You threw an interception against that school. Seriously, is that what we're talking about? What kind of time are we on right now? You're throwing picks against Southern Mississippi. Oh my God. Are you buying the offense from Stoops and company? No running back, had over 60 yards against a team that's 1-5 on the road last year. Should he have had more touches? Should he have had more yards? Then I want to go ahead and say, yeah, he should have had that, but there's no way I can quantify that. There's no way that I can sit up here and say this guy is that guy and he should have been at the front of the line. It just didn't make sense to me. And then, you got 169 yards. That should have easily been pushed up to 200 yards on that team. Remember, they're 1-5 on the road. This was last year. Coming into Lexington, in this game, they were riding a 2-game losing streak. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Again, these aren't put downs, sneak disses. I'm just asking a few questions. Now, if I told you what you wanted to hear, you would say I'm the best thing since sliced bread on these internet streets. And I get it. But if I want better for you and the fan base in Lexington and Big Blue Nation as a whole, these are legitimate questions. They should beat South Carolina. The over-under this weekend is 45 points. The odds have slid more in the Kentucky Wildcats' favor at 10 points over the Gamecocks. If they make a game out of this, look the hell out. We got issues in Lexington. Again, I have you all winning that game. But what are some teams that you're not going to beat? And we'll talk about that when we come back from a quick 20. From an unofficial sponsor of the show, this is Big Vern. Roll the clip. Yes, BK, have it your way, because you rule. Order online, download the app, or visit the good folks at your local Burger King. BK, have it your way, because you rule. When we last left off, we were talking about Kentucky taking on South Carolina. I don't believe in Lenore Sellers. Now, he's not going to beat you because they struggled with Old Dominion. He went 10 of 23 for 114 yards. That's atrocious. That's bad. I'm not going to hold you. You need to worry about his scrambling because dude's got wheels. 22 touches for 68 yards and 1 TD. Yeah, he was only 20 yards behind the primary rusher, Raheem Sanders, at 24 touches at 88 yards and a touchdown. You will beat them. You have to, because you're going to lose to Georgia. And you don't want to be 1-2 heading into week 4, needing a dominant win over Ohio University, only to get crushed by Ole Miss. You should beat Vandy and Florida. Auburn, that's a 50-50 game. There's no way you're beating Tennessee in Knoxville. Get that damn thought out of your mind. You listen up, Kentucky man. You don't take that foolishness down there to Rocky Top. You go down there on your best behavior. You go down there and drink your little beer, hold up your foam finger, and pretend you have a chance. They're doing real things in Tennessee. They don't need you to go and sully that stadium up. Act like you've been here before. Don't you go down there with that. Looking at the schedule, you got 4 legit losses. Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas, and Tennessee. You can't lose to Louisville. That would only give you a 7-5 season. But you'd effectively be out of the 12-team playoff. So as much as Kentucky fans like to goat Louisville and they say this and that about Cards Nation and L1C4, look, you need to be cheering those guys on, because looking at your schedule, you have a soft out-of-conference schedule. That's the only name brand team that you have, and they could be highly ranked by the time you get to them. Now, for those who don't know about that rivalry, not too long ago in the distant past, that game, Louisville and Kentucky, used to be the first game of the year. And Louisville would get the better of Kentucky. And then Stoops and Kentucky started whining and moaning and complaining, and now that game is at the end of the season. After they had their run of the ACC and morale is somewhat high, then they get Louisville, and then that's been more favorable to Stoops. Stop me when I'm lying. Remember, I gave you the scam in this 12 college playoff schedule that they're doing. They're going to get 4 teams from the Big Ten, 4 teams from the SEC. Then you're going to have 1 independent, which was Notre Dame. That spot's reserved. You're going to get 1 out of the ACC, and that leaves only 2 spots up for grabs. You're not getting a team into that playoff, a 5th SEC team. The top teams going from the SEC are going to be Georgia, Alabama, Texas, LSU, or Tennessee. Those are that spot right there is contentious. They're going to battle for that. But make no mistake, you're not going to be in that 4th team running. Texas, for example, they play Oklahoma, Georgia, Alabama. They play North Carolina State, which is an out-of-conference game. You don't have that. You see where I'm going with this? They've got a harder strength of schedule. And scheduling these games against Helen Keller U, the word of incarnate, cheap, save a lot. Look, you need to play some teams. If Stoops is going to sign these contracts for millions and millions and millions of dollars, you need to play more than SEC schools. Kentucky needs to roll the dice. If you are who you say you are, you can get Ohio on the schedule. Get Ohio State. Play Penn State. Play Michigan. Play USC. Play Oregon. Play somebody. But you can't get away with playing Valley High School anymore, or the YMCA, or the Jungle Gym Association, you name it, and Frank Tech. No, you have to play somebody. Kentucky fan, let me know how you feel. Do I got it wrong? Is Big Blue Nation on the cusp of breaking through the SEC? Or is this just a down year? This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Let's go.